What up, y'all? Coming at you with a banger of a video today. Today we're talking about how I got geeked off of shrooms and had a terrible trip. So this obviously happened around the same time all my other videos did, and on this fateful day, I decided to trip by myself, all alone. One of the worst decisions you can make unless you're in like a really good mental space. But pretty much I hit up the plug. I was like, yo, could I get some shrooms? He's like, yeah, sure. I think I bought a quarter for like 50 bucks. And I hit like a gram or two a few days before, and it felt good. Like I had a good time. But it was a very little amount, and I ate some with my buddy. Oh. And then I stayed at my buddy's house for probably a day or two. We just chilled, and he had a good time too. He most of the time he didn't really have a great time on shrooms, but he did this time. But when I get home, I had this amazing idea. I don't know why I chose to. It just came into my head. I was like, I should like just lemon tech the rest of these and let it sit for a little bit, then just drink it when like my parents go to bed. And then I'll just be tripping all night, and then when they go off for work in the morning, I can just sleep. Like I'll have a great day, you know? That'll be fucking incredible. That's not exactly what happened. So pretty much I fucking grind them up. I had an old grinder I used to just grind shrooms in. It was actually gifted to me from my fucking older brother, and I just used that shit. But but pretty much I grind that shit up. I put it in a fucking like just a glass cup, kind of like one of the Starbucks things, but it didn't have like a cap or anything. So I put them in the bottom of that. Then I take like half of the lemon juice bottle, those little mini lemon replica bottles, and I squirted about half of that in, just enough to leave like, I don't know, a centimeter or two of coverage over it, so none of it was like sticking out, you know? And I just swirl that up, mix it up a little bit, make sure all of it's getting covered, and then I put tinfoil, not tinfoil, fucking saran wrap over it, and let it sit for a fucking little bit. At this point, it was like 5. I had just gotten back from work and school, so I was pretty pooped, but it was the middle of the summer, so it didn't get dark until like almost 9 p.m. pretty much. So I'm just downstairs talking, chatting with the family, having a good time. They're watching a show, eating some dinner, and I went upstairs, smoked a bowl, came back down and fucking eat some food. And oh, sorry. My parents would always go to bed pretty early. Like they would go to bed around like 8, 8:30, and I knew that. So I was like, all right, I'll have a full 12 hours before they fucking get up. More like 10, because they wake up early to go to work. I'm just fucking waiting hype. I'm like almost shaking how hype I am for this fucking trip. So they go to bed, and I just rush upstairs as soon like as they turn the lights down, put the dogs in their cage and everything. And I rush upstairs to my room, and I just fucking fully take that shit off and down the whole thing in probably 2 seconds. Just right down the gullet. And I'm just sitting in my bed. So my setup was pretty much I had a TV right in front of my bed, and then I had a couch, but the TV wasn't facing towards my bed, it was facing towards the couch. Like my couch was right in front of my bed. So I was sitting on my bed, fucking just looking over at the TV, kind of watching it like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get up, sit on the couch. I turn my lights off and just had my LED lights on, and I just put on a show. Actually, I think I put on YouTube. I put on like PewDiePie or something because I don't know why. I was just feeling it at that time. So I put that on for a little bit. I get some fucking bowls set out for myself to smoke during the night, and I just feel it. I feel this fucking just awful knot of like evil in my fucking stomach. Evil, like just terrible. I'm like, oh my fuck, what is that? I'm just sweating now, sweating bullets. Like you can see the drops going down my face and my eyes. I'm just like, oh fuck, what is happening to me? Like, what is going on, man? So I start like trying to text people. I text my buddy that I tripped with before. I'm like, bro, like I'm about to fucking trip nutsack. It's like, what do you mean, bro? I'm like, I just ate the rest of those, and I put them in lemon juice, like I lemon tacked them. Like, bruh, No, you did not. There's no way. Take a picture of my fucking face to him. He's like, oh my fuck, bro. You look like you're on crack right now. I'm just like, oh no. So I make a mistake of fucking, like, trying to look at myself through the camera of my phone. But you know how when you're fucking tripping, like, you can barely look at your phone. I can't ever text on my phone or anything once I'm fully in the trip. But I'm trying to, like, look at myself through the phone on, like, you're never supposed to fucking look at yourself in the mirror, and I was looking at myself through a phone, so it was already fucked. But I get through that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go outside. I'm gonna just go outside. If they say anything, I'm gonna just be straight up and tell them I smoked. I went outside to just smoke. So I take 2 joints that I rolled up and I go outside, and I go over to my car and just kind of fucking open the door and sit in it. And I'm just sitting at the edge of my car, just kind of looking at the ground. And before I even knew it, like 30 minutes had passed. I was just kind of sitting there thinking in my fucking head. And I look up, I'm just like, oh fuck. I look at my phone, saw 30 minutes have passed. I'm like, okay, shit. I need to smoke these. My hand is just shaking like this the whole time as I'm fucking smoking the joint. I smoke it, cough my lungs out. I realized that was a terrible mistake that I had made. Usually it would calm me down. Most of the time it would calm me down if I smoked while I was tripping. But this time it did the exact opposite. Instantly, as soon as I fucking finished that joint, I rushed inside and just puked my fucking brains out all over the fucking bathroom. Just done. I was in there for probably a good hour. So at this point, it's like midnight when I get out. I'm like cold, shivering now because of how much I was fucking sweating. I'm just like, okay, what do I do now? So I go out back. We have a deck out back. So I just go out on the deck and sit there. And I sit on this deck for so motherfucking long. I'm literally just sitting there on the deck, waiting, looking into the trees, just swaying back and forth, just kind of mesmerized by everything. Like, I don't know, it felt like everything was super vibrant, even though it was pitch black out almost, like it was nighttime. But I sat on that deck until about 4:30 in the morning, and then at that point, like it started to get bright. I'm like, oh shit, I need to go inside. So I go inside. I go upstairs back to my fucking room, trying to be as quiet as possible, and I'm just like completely zoinked out of it. Like, I don't know if how many of you have other of you have tripped, obviously, but like, like once you're through the peak and you're kind of on the come down, you're just exhausted. Like your body feels like it's just been used and fucking thrown out. I feel like a goddamn used banana peel. I'm just trying to watch something to wind my mind down, but I just continue watching for hours and hours. And it wasn't like it was a super visually, like, anxious fucking trip. It was all like thoughts and shit inside my head, but I couldn't pinpoint what thought it was. It was just kept racing through my head, and then I get anxious and fucking purge my lungs out, and go through the same cycle over and over and over again. And then I finally fucking got to the come down. In the come down, I smoked as much fucking weed as I possibly could. Like, all of my pot that I had was gone. Smoked it all that night, and let me just tell you, the next day after that trip, the afterglow effect was immaculate. I went back to hang out with my buddy. Um, he asked me how the trip was, and I was like, dude, this shit was fucking gnarly. But that's pretty much it for the video today. Make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next video.